What's going on, everybody? Steve V here with another video. Hope everybody's doing well out there. So in today's video, I'm going to give you guys my predictions for 5 either Pro cabinets or XL cabinets that Arcade1Up is going to come out with next year in 2023. Now, 2022, we were supposed to see some Pro cabinets. But unfortunately, due to the screen situation with the 2 XL cabinets that they released, I feel like Arcade1Up had to kind of go back to the drawing board, kind of put a halt to any Pro cabinets, as the screens that they were using for the XLs were going to be the same screens they were going to use for the Pro. As you know, they were not good screens. They were screens that had some ghosting. They were only lit from one particular side. So if you were looking from that angle, it wasn't that bad. But if you're looking from the top, other side, or the bottom, it was not a pretty picture. And I feel like Arcade1Up knew that because they were going to be charging more, obviously those screens were not up to the quality that the Pro cabinets or XL cabinets need to be at in order to justify the price. So I feel like 2023 is going to be the year of the Pro cabinets and more XL cabinets. And I feel like these 5 cabinets that I'm going to tell you about today are cabinets where we've already seen some potential leaks as far as photos. We've seen things on the gamefly leaks that kind of let us know that these cabinets are definitely in the works. And I think these 5 we will see next year. So the first cabinet that I'm almost positive we'll see in 2023 is the Ki Pro. Now this was a cabinet that was already announced. We knew it was coming. They kind of put themselves in a corner because they announced it at the same time that the Ki 3/4 was being shipped out. And I feel like they kind of made people kind of choose which one they wanted. And a lot of people kind of hesitated on the 3/4 scale. Then the Ki Pro just kind of disappeared. And a lot of people were speculating that it wasn't going to come out anymore. But now we know that's not the case. We saw that Jay Wong was testing it out because a little Pro icon showed up on the leaderboard list showing that somebody was playing the Ki Pro cabinet. So I feel like this cabinet is going to come out probably first or second quarter of 2023. This is a cabinet that's going to be their first Pro. And I feel the fact that they've waited to at least make sure that they have a BOE monitor and then kind of mix that in with everything else they said was coming with this cabinet, I definitely feel like it's going to be more quality. And I do feel like it's going to sell fairly well. I believe it will sell better than the 3/4 scale version did, because I feel like a lot of people did hesitate because of the fact that they would prefer the Pro. So now when the Pro does come out, I do feel like it's going to do fairly well. And I feel like Arcade1Up, because of the fact that they're going to have limited units, it will sell out quick. So the next cabinet that I feel will be coming out next year is going to be Time Crisis. And I feel like Time Crisis is actually going to be an XL cabinet because it's not going to come with the extras, like the mat, the tin sign. I feel like that's going to be the only difference. The Pro cabinets are going to come with all those extras, where the XL is just going to be the cabinet itself, but it's going to be a bigger and wider form factor. Now, I do feel that Time Crisis is going to be an XL cabinet because of the fact that I do think they're going to use a 19-inch monitor. And obviously, if they use a 19-inch monitor, they're going to have to use a bigger form factor to fit that in. Obviously, with Big Buck Hunter, the screen was a little small for a shooting game, so they do have to go bigger. And hopefully, with bigger, that also means we're going to get better quality everything. Better quality guns, better quality build. So yeah, I do feel like we are going to see Time Crisis. It was on the gamefly leaks, and everything that was on the gamefly leaks has come out, except for that. So I just feel like they've pushed it back because of the fact that they want to use a 19-inch monitor, and they want to use a good one. So they didn't want to put the TN in there. They wanted to put the BOE. And I feel like that's the only reason that we haven't seen it yet. And I do feel like that is also going to come out first or second quarter of next year. So the next cabinet we're going to talk about is the Atari Star Wars cabinet. Now, we did see on Shop Hippo that they might be re-releasing the 3/4 scale cabinet, but that doesn't mean that we're not going to see a Pro cabinet as well. I do believe that we are going to see a Pro cabinet. Star Wars, when some pictures kind of came out on Reddit, there was an image that looked like there was an actual Atari Star Wars cabinet in the Arcade1Up facility. But I actually believe that that could just be the Pro cabinet. I don't know for sure. That's just me kind of speculating, but it is hard to tell by the image. So you never know. But I do believe that we are going to see a Pro Star Wars. And I think that's going to probably come out closer to the end of the year, so maybe third or fourth quarter next year. So the next Pro or XL cabinet I believe we're going to be getting is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And this is also because of a leaked image that we saw. Actually, it wasn't an image. It was a video. It was a video that we saw. This video was about somebody that works for Arcade1Up and constructs the cabinets. And in the background was a large TMNT cabinet that you could obviously tell was either a Pro cabinet or an XL cabinet. I feel like that's all we needed to know to really understand that this is going to be a thing. It's just a matter of when it's going to come out. I think it looked beautiful. I believe it's only going to come out with the same 2 games that are on the 2 Turtles cabinets they've already done. I know there has been talk about Shredder's Revenge maybe being on an Arcade1Up. I wouldn't doubt that they could do that because they've proven me wrong many times. So I'm not the type of person that's ever going to doubt Arcade1Up being able to get something. But I think if they were to get Shredder's Revenge, I feel like they would have to make the cabinet look like the Shredder's Revenge arcade cabinet that came in the little special edition. I don't think it would be a third title on the TMNT cabinet that looks like the original TMNT. I think they would be forced to actually do the Shredder's Revenge artwork just because of the fact that that is the newer game, and that would be the game that would kind of take precedent in a release to kind of get people to buy that cabinet. So that's why I think the TMNT cabinet will come out, but it's only going to be the same 2 games. So the last cabinet that I believe Arcade1Up will be coming out with in 2023 as a Pro or an XL cabinet is the Street Fighter 2 Championship Edition cabinet. And it looks like it's going to be in a Dynamo form factor. We saw an image on Reddit. Again, it was kind of fuzzy, but you can clearly tell it's a Street Fighter 2 Championship Edition cabinet in a Dynamo form factor. This shouldn't surprise anybody because there's 5 type of cabinets and titles that Arcade1Up does on a yearly basis. Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man, Street Fighter 2, Mortal Kombat 2, and Atari. Some form of Atari cabinet. These are cabinets that every year Arcade1Up is going to do because they're the most well-known titles and they're the titles that sell the best. So it shouldn't surprise you when making a Pro cabinet or an XL cabinet, they're going to do one of those cabinets. And it looks like Street Fighter 2 Championship Edition is going to be the first one they're going to do. It's really cool that they're kind of going with that specific artwork because it kind of pays tribute to the original Street Fighter 2 cabinet that Arcade1Up came out with, but now it's finally going to be in the proper form factor, and it's going to really feel like you're actually playing a Street Fighter 2 cabinet instead of, playing it on a 3/4 scale kind of cookie cutter looking version of that cabinet. Now the question is what the game list is going to be. Are they going to go more towards the old school route, or they're going to give you maybe like 3 or 6, Street Fighter 2 titles, and really kind of make that, a specific Street Fighter 2 cabinet? Or now that we've seen the legacy cabinets where they put 12 to 14 games, are they going to go that route? Because we obviously know how people feel when they start backtracking and getting less games. People get pissed off. So Arcade1Up kind of put themselves in a tricky position where I feel like you can't really backtrack, but if you are going to give, maybe Street Fighter 2 specific games, you can try to fill them with as many Street Fighter 2 games as possible because there's a lot to choose from. So I do feel like we are going to see the Street Fighter 2 Championship Edition cabinet as a Pro or XL. I do believe that is also going to come out later on in the year, but I do feel like we're going to get it. So thanks so much for watching the video, you guys. I appreciate it. I really do feel like we're going to see these 5 cabinets out next year as either a Pro or XL. It's just a matter of what it's going to be for each one. And obviously, depending on what they are, is going to determine how many units there are. I feel like if it's an XL cabinet, those are going to be sold through retailers. There'll be more units. Where if it's a Pro cabinet, I think that will be just sold direct. And there's going to be less units, but it's obviously going to be more expensive because it's coming with more stuff. So something to think about. We obviously need to see what the price is going to be for the Pro cabinets. We're going to have to see basically when these are coming out, right? Like Arcade1Up hasn't really announced anything. We know the KI Pro will be coming out, and that's why I kind of put that one more towards the beginning of the year. I think we will see that. But other than that, all the other ones, we just have to kind of wait and see. Another thing is, are we going to get another, gamefly leak kind of situation next year where we're just going to find out when all these cabinets are coming out and what cabinets are coming out? If I'm judging by the past, I'm going to say yes. And then obviously we've already seen these leaked images that I've shown you today. So I mean, like, it's pretty much a for sure thing that we're going to be seeing these cabinets, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see a gamefly leak or some type of leak similar to that where it just lets us know what's coming. And I'm pretty sure we're going to be seeing these 5 cabinets coming next year. Also, I would even go as far to say we're going to see a 6th cabinet, and that's going to be a Pac-Man cabinet. We know that if they are starting a new form factor, there's going to be a Pac-Man cabinet at some point, and I do feel like we'll get that as well. So I'm going to go as far as to even say we'll see 6. Anyways, take care, you guys. Thanks for watching the video. See you guys on the next one.